Hello, brothers and sisters. We're the brothers from the Gathering of Christ Church. We'd like to thank you for all your support and your love. We thank the Most High to allow us to went down south. A church is established in North Carolina, and people are being baptized in the name of the Son, Father, and the Holy Spirit. We thank the Most High for that. Myself and Elder Zionaj, we've been receiving some letters and some questions about where we come from, where we get some of this understanding that the Lord has bestowed on us. First of all, we like to say, all praises be to the Most High. Okay? This is not of man. It's of the Most High. And I can say personally that myself and this brother, this elder, we have been operating together for a long time. Since about, what, 93, 94, right? Just about 93, 94. And the Spirit have moved us to finish this thing, to stay close and finish this thing, to help us move and get this work going so that our people can be prepared for the destruction that's coming here. But we want to show something very important, okay? You see a lot of Israelite groups that are popping up all over the internet and all over the place. So for those that are new, I see some of the younger guys, they're grasping to this I would say this brutish type of spirit, brutish, to try to speak derogatory and curse people out, and they think that it's new and it's fresh. But we're going to give them some history on where their teachings originally came from. Myself and Zionaj are witnesses because we were at one point a witness ourselves of the originators of what you see today. Whether it be GMS or the other guys, these guys are just, they're just followers of the original regime of Israelites that came from a place called the Israeli School of UPK. All right? We'll give you some history on this school. We have went through this school, all right, and until we found Christ. And we'll give you some history that will give you enough information to weigh whether or not you want to deal with that type of spirit. Before these groups popped up all over the place, who were their teachers? Before there was a YouTube. Who were they? Okay, I'm going to go down a list here, and I'm going to show you some of the original teachers and what their agenda was. All right, and the majority of what these men taught have trickled down to the groups you see today, cursing and teaching reincarnation, holding on to the star of Moloch, not understanding that it was called the Magen David by Jewish people. They hid it under the name of David because they didn't want the world to understand that this was a satanic symbol that our children of Israel were getting sacrificed under. So they hid it under Magen David. Magen David was a Rothschild. So they put the word David there because in the scriptures you have a King David. So by using David, you would think it was talking about King David, but in fact, it's Magen David. It's the highest wicked symbol on the earth. These black men, these brothers, upheld this because they seen this symbol in Russian icons, in European icons. They seen the different Baphomet symbols and all that in the Russian icons when our people ruled Europe. But what they don't teach is that symbol was linked to wickedness, and our people were wicked in Russia and in Europe. So just because they held this symbol does not mean that this symbol is the symbol of our fathers. Okay? There is no symbol that represents God's people. Our spirit show and prove. Let's get back on course here. Before there was all these groups here, the Israeli Church of God in Jesus Christ, Israeli Church of UPK, Israeli School of UPK, Great Millstone, or whatever they may call themselves. These are the men that started it. And we're going to bring it right around, and we're going to make sure you understand how this goes into the reincarnation teaching. In the 70s, there was a man that his name was Abba Bivens. Okay? Now, when we were there, earlier in the early 90s, here in Philadelphia, we learned, Abba Bivens, they was teaching us that Abba Bivens was Elijah or Elias in reincarnation. Now, we're going to prove and see if that's correct. So don't forget, this is how this stuff was built. This is what it was built on. They said that Maisha, may the Lord rest his soul, they said that Maisha was Moses, Daniel, and Peter in reincarnation. We're going to see if that's the case. Yaaiqua, may the Lord rest his soul. Yaaiqua was Ariah's father. Okay? I have old tapes of him breaking down the Star of David, saying it's negative and positive, but, you know, I guess the true information wasn't complete when he was coming up. He was just dealing with what he could get at that time. So we don't really blame the elders for going into that, because when you don't have anything, you grab onto whatever you think belongs to you. So a lot of these brothers grabbed this Star of David in ignorance. So you had Yaaiqua, then you had the brother Lahab. You may hear brothers speak about Lahab all the time, that he got money and all that, those things. He was one of the original guys in the church. Now these guys end up breaking off from Abba Bivens, who called himself Elijah, who they even taught in their school was Elijah. Then you had Yeshaya, okay? He's the brother you may see with the long curly hair sometimes. A very outspoken brother, was a good teacher. Brother Shaw, very quiet, humble brother. Very good demeanor with him. Alright? But he was a part of the original 7. You had Brother Kazak, who was real well with the history. Very good. Him and Yeshaya were very good historians. And I don't take anything away from their study. They did a lot of good studies that helped people. Kazak. And you had Ariala. Ariala was a Gadite. Alright, he was a North American Indian who ended up setting up shop in California. So if you see some of the brothers from California, you'll know that it really started with Ariala and his crew going out there. Now at one point, when we were learning at our young age, before we actually found Christ, all these guys were together. Tahar was with these guys, all these guys were together. There was no splits. Alright? And something happened. Alright? Now, first of all, there was a split. And we're going to go over the split in a second to let you know where things went. Now, I'm only bringing this out so you can have the history. I'm not making anything up. I'm not even going to add anything. Alright? Now, some of you might get surprised when y'all see that brother that came to our speakings and tried to stop us while we were teaching another brother, Tazadakia. Y'all may wonder, well, how can anybody believe that a man is the Holy Spirit or the Comforter? Okay? The reason people could believe this is because these teachers that were before them set it up so that this can be taught today. They had people actually believing that this guy, Masha, was Moses. That this guy was Ariah, who is living today, who's now saying that Tazadakia is a comforter. They were telling people that he was Daniel and John the Revelator reincarnated, because he could break down scriptures. And they also said that they were waiting for the 12 disciples to be reincarnated, because the scriptures said they will be reincarnated. Now, why should we bring this up? Because reincarnation is a very dangerous doctrine. It's dangerous. Alright?